The skies over Flanders were choked with smoke and thunder on July 31, 1917, as British artillery unleashed a deafening bombardment across the German lines. The earth shook, but beneath the explosive fury, another force gathered, one far more insidious. Torrential rain began to fall, turning the battlefield into a nightmarish sea of mud. Soldiers sank knee-deep, then waist-deep, as they fought not just the enemy, but the terrain itself. This was the start of the Battle of Passchendaele, a brutal and tragic campaign that would come to symbolize the horrors of World War I trench warfare. Welcome to History in a Hurry. I'm Professor Malcolm Mazur, and in this episode we will learn about the Battle of Passchendaele during World War I. The Battle of Passchendaele, also known as the Third Battle of Ypres, was a major Allied offensive launched by the British and their dominions against the German Empire on the Western Front. It began on July 31, 1917, and raged until November 10th of the same year. The primary objective was to break through the German lines in Flanders, capture the ridges surrounding Ypres, and eventually take the strategic village of Passchendaele. General Douglas Haig, the British commander-in-chief, believed that success at Passchendaele would cripple German submarine bases on the Belgian coast and relieve pressure on the French army, which was suffering from mutiny and exhaustion. However, the plan was flawed from the beginning. The area around Ypres was low-lying and prone to flooding. Years of shelling had already destroyed the drainage systems, and when the summer rains came, the ground turned into an almost impassable swamp. Men, horses, and even tanks became stuck in the mire. Weapons jammed, artillery misfired, and supplies were nearly impossible to deliver. Despite these conditions, the British launched a series of assaults along the Ypres salient. The opening attack on July 31st met with limited success, and within days the battlefield was a muddy quagmire. The next major push came in mid-August, but progress remained slow, and the casualty count mounted. The Canadian Corps was brought in during the final stages of the battle in October, led by General Arthur Currie. Their methodical approach and experience in trench warfare made a critical difference. The Canadians fought through some of the worst conditions of the entire war. The mud was so deep that wounded soldiers often drowned where they fell. Shell holes filled with water became deadly traps. Yet the Canadians pressed on, capturing key positions such as Bellevue Spur and Crest Farm. On November 6th, they finally took what remained of Passchendaele village. By November 10th, the battle officially ended, with the Allies having gained a mere 5 miles of ground. The cost was staggering. Allied casualties numbered over 275,000, including around 16,000 Canadians. German losses were estimated at between 220,000 and 260,000. The village of Passchendaele, once a peaceful farming community, was reduced to rubble. The entire region was unrecognizable, covered in a sea of craters, barbed wire, and corpses. The strategic value of the victory remains controversial. While the Allies did capture ground and wear down the German army, the objectives were not fully achieved, and the human cost was enormous. Critics argue that the battle exemplified the futility and brutality of World War I, where enormous losses were suffered for minimal territorial gain. Supporters of the campaign, including Haig himself, contended that it weakened German morale and contributed to the eventual Allied victory in 1918. Passchendaele became a powerful symbol of the horrors of modern warfare. Soldiers who survived often spoke of it with dread and disbelief. The battle's name evoked mud, blood, and suffering. It influenced war literature and art, and its legacy shaped military thinking for generations. The Canadian Corps' role in the battle is particularly remembered in Canada as a moment of national pride and sacrifice, reinforcing Canada's growing independence and reputation on the world stage. In the years following the war, Memorials were erected across Belgium and the Commonwealth to honor those who had fought and died at Passchendaele. Today, the Tyne-Cot Cemetery near the battlefield stands as the largest Commonwealth war grave site in the world, a haunting reminder of the lives lost. The Battle of Passchendaele endures in history as one of the most grueling and tragic engagements of the First World War. It was a testament to the resilience and bravery of soldiers who endured unimaginable hardship, and it remains a sobering lesson about the cost of war and the importance of careful strategy, planning, and humanity in the face of conflict. Thanks for racing through history with us on History in a Hurry. If you enjoyed today's quick dive into the past, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a fast-paced trip through time. Please reply in the comments with ideas for our next history lesson. See you in the next one.